Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Today I'm going to try to make biscuits with Einkorn flour. This is the one that is not modified. It's the old one from thousands of years ago. I think this is the one our Heavenly Father made, and we've been trying to improve on it and have messed up left and right, which we're causing a lot of people to have wheat problems. They can't handle wheat. We're going to need 2 cups of this. We're going to see how this works with biscuits. I'm also going to try using a homemade baking powder recipe that I have. Remember, when you measure, level them off. Okay, I'm telling you, here I am going crazy now. Am I going to add anything to this? No, because this flour is ground with the germ and the wheat in it. They take some of it off because the germ is thicker. There's more wheat germ and there's more bran in this flour. So they take some of it out so you can sit there and cook with. Other than that, you have you just won't have flour because it takes a lot of this. So you're going to need 2 cups of this flour. And I'm going to see if my baking powder works for this. If it does, I'll be quite happy. We're going to need 3 tablespoons of baking powder. And this one I made, and if you read up on how baking powders are made, they put aluminum in them. That is to retard the baking soda that's in this, because this is actually cornstarch and baking powder. No, it's cornstarch and baking soda. What else is? I think that's all, but they add aluminum to it, which is a metal. And they don't know how it affects the body. So we need 3 teaspoons or 1 tablespoon. It all equals to the same amount. But see, the retard of that aluminum prevents the baking soda from rising until it gets into the hot oven. You need a 400-degree oven. No, 450, my mistake. Okay, where did I come up? We need 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm using my salt mixture on this one. I just made it because I emptied the whole jar out. Now you're going to mix this thoroughly. So I don't have to add, wait a minute, I'm not going to do that. Pastry cutter. I'm going to use potato water in this and see how it reacts with this flour. So this is an experiment, and I'll try one after. All right, we need 6 tablespoons of shortening. So as I was telling you, baking powder before you add the aluminum is just cornstarch and baking soda. But they use the aluminum to retard, and when you ask them, but what does aluminum do to the body, they don't know. So we don't know if it's giving us problems or not. We have no way of knowing. If they don't know, then why are you putting it in our food? You know? That's why I read everything. I could spend hours at a store just reading, and I walk down aisles and I won't touch anything because of what they have in it. I saw one preservative that was known during the Vietnam War that caused cancer, and I said, what's it doing in this food? And I love it when they say, but it's only a little bit. But the thing is so many people are eating processed foods, so you get a little here, a little here, a little here. By the time you eat that meal, you've got a whole lot of it in your system. And then because you don't cook and you keep on doing this every day, you're killing yourself. And they've modified fruits and vegetables and everything else, and it's very, very hard. But we struggle with it. I don't think anybody minds getting old, but being old and sick and you're greeted the day with pills, your day ends with pills, and then you're rubbing your body for all the aches and pains that you have, and you can't do what you want to do. You should be able to enjoy your life. And by the way, God never gave us a retirement. You keep on living until you're called home. But anyway, this flour is the one God gave us. Without being modified or anything. So let's go. I'm not even showing you what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I added the ingredients. I added the shortening. I got my pastry cutter. And I'm making it crumbly. I'm working it in. You see how it looks? That's how you want it to look. I need my 2-inch cookie cutter. Biscuit cutter. Whatever cutter. See how much liquid they want, and then we are done reading the recipe, because we know they only cook for 10 to 12 minutes. 2/3 of a cup. They say milk. We're going to use potato water. You're going to notice when you start handling this, because you have the if you use a homemade baking soda, baking powder, baking powder, you will notice it start rising as soon as you handle it and add the liquid to it. Which I know is going to happen, because I've already used it a couple of times. The only time I can't really use it is when I have baking soda with it, because it really just takes off. And I know when I add this, that's exactly what it's going to do. Because baking soda is activated as soon as you add moisture. Baking powder, because it has the aluminum, is the retarder that prevents it from activating until it gets into heat. That's why some recipes you see both of them. One, it starts to activate as soon as you put the liquid into it, and the other one as soon as it gets into the oven. Oh, this is very moist. This is a little different, so I'm going to have to add some more flour. So you can see it's really tacky. You'll also see that it's a yellow color because it has the germs and stuff in it. I think because it's less starch, that's why people who are sensitive to starch can use this flour. I could be wrong. But the woman uses this, and she has a daughter who is sensitive to wheat. Boy, is she sensitive. She says just a pinch of it, her daughter loses her personality and all. She's very highly sensitive. But this flour, she has bread with it, she has desserts with it, pancakes. She could eat it, and it doesn't give her any problems. So it's probably because, now you notice I'm going to need this because it's really tacky, just so I can sit there and get it to work. I'm giving space between these because I don't know if they're going to spread or what they're going to do. Because this is my recipe that I am working with. Put some flour on before you cut it or they're going to stick. As you can see, they're sticking. Look what it reminds me of. It's almost like the way it's acting like biscuit. Okay. Two, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I'm gonna get about a dozen. And my itty bitty little one. Okay, as soon as that gets to 450, we will be cooking. They're going to cook for 10 to 12 minutes. I don't have a bowl. I've got to start another one. See, I know how to handle most of the other flours, but this one's a little different, so I'm having to learn to work with this one. The other flours I know pretty much, you know, the grain, the white flour and the grains might be a little less, but this is the original grain that we were given when we were created. So it might act a little different. Just have to wait and see. Okay, so when your oven hits 450, cook it 10 to 12 minutes, and I will be back when they're done. Okay, they are done. Oh, they look very nice. Here they are. They rose. Very nice. They smell different than the biscuits we're accustomed to. That flour has a very nice, almost a sweet smell to it. Let me get them. They are very light. I don't even know. And they're sticking. Just a little. Here is the bottom. And here's the inside. They are very, very light. I am not fibbing. These are extremely light. I didn't expect them to be this light, but they are. I'm just waiting for it to cool a bit so we can try the taste. Here we go. They have a very unique taste. They do not come around being floury. These are some of the lightest biscuits I have ever made. So I like them. But they're not going to taste like the biscuits that you know, just using regular all-purpose flour or a light whole wheat. This natural flour that was given to us by our Father, Heavenly Father, has a beautiful taste to it. But nothing, and I've made a lot of biscuits with different flours and stuff. This one is very, very unique, and the texture is the lightest texture I have ever made. I told you those other biscuits were a perfect potato. This one knocks them out of the ballpark. Okay, so listen, you take care and enjoy your day.